Hey, what is poppin' in the jungle, my friends? And welcome to the second video of the series, the basics of fat loss, how I dropped 20% of body fat, how I dropped over 50 pounds in 7 months, and how you can do exactly the same, okay? If you just saw that video, make sure to watch this playlist from the start so you get all the basics and you walk through this process of learning exactly how to do it. If you're new to this channel, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to never miss another video of those again, because I'll really walk you through everything in terms of fat loss, in terms of performance, so you can become absolutely superhuman. And also make sure to join the free Facebook community down below for more exclusive content and to follow the series even more in detail. On top of that, if you want to talk one-on-one or with somebody from my team where we look at your process and really give you 20 minutes of custom tailored content straight to you, go ahead and schedule your free discovery call down below in the description. Looking forward to talk with you, man. And other than that, let's just jump into it right here. So the basics of fat loss. Today what we're going to talk about is calorie deficit. So the caloric deficit, okay? Caloric deficit and why it is 90% of your results, okay? Why it is 90% of your results. A lot of people do all kinds of different weird diets. They do keto, they do intermittent fasting, they do carnivore. I think they have to become vegan in order to lose the weight. If you want to be vegan because you want to do it, that is super awesome and I respect it, but you don't have to do it in order to lose weight. So you don't have to do all of those weird diets, because everything that it comes down to is you being on a caloric deficit, and if you're on a caloric deficit, you're going to lose weight. And if you're on the right macro split and on the right caloric deficit, you're going to lose pure body fat, okay? So that said, why it is 90% of your results. When it comes to weight loss, being on a caloric deficit is really the most important thing. You have to burn more calories on a daily basis than you consume more. Otherwise, you have to consume less calories on a daily basis than you burn, because like that you're going to create a negative energy balance and your body is forced to tap into its stored resources, which is either your muscle mass or your body fat. Now we want to prevent your body from burning muscle mass, and that's why we make sure we cover our protein to protect the muscle, and we do regular resistance training, but more about that in other videos. So we basically burn pure body fat. Now what is keto, intermittent fasting, vegan diet, carnivore diet, all those different diets doing? What are those doing is they're trying to create a caloric deficit by you cutting out a specific nutrient, okay? So that said, you cut out carbs and you hope that you are in a caloric deficit. The problem with a lot of people, I talk to up to 8 people every day when it comes to their weight loss and everything, is that keto most of the time doesn't work. All of those different fats most of the time doesn't work because they are not sustainable and they are not plannable, they are not predictable, and they don't give you a measurable process that you can go with, so you know for a fact I'll lose X amount of weight every single week if I just stick to it, okay? So if you're doing that, basically what you're doing is guessing, and you're making yourself the journey a lot harder than it actually can be, because you're using all of those restricted fats that are not necessary. You can still eat carbs, you can still eat fats, you can still eat protein, you can still eat sugar here and there, and you're going to lose weight. It is definitely possible. So all of those different fats are just plain and simple not worth doing, okay? If you're fasting, there are tons of studies out there that you're more hungry with less than 3 meals a day than with 3 meals and upwards. You can do keto, but you're gonna cut out the carbs, and it doesn't really matter if you're in a ketosis or if you're not when you're in a caloric deficit, because your body has to burn naturally stored energy resources, And if you eat enough protein and you engage in muscle resistance training, your muscles are going to be protected. And if your caloric deficit is in the right range, your muscles are going to be protected. So it doesn't make any sense, and it is not important if you're in a ketosis or if you're not, because your body's going to take the energy from the body fat. So that said, keto actually makes it harder to stick to it, because you're going to restrict something, and naturally as human beings we want what we can have. So you're always going to think about freaking bread, you're always going to think about freaking donuts and all that stuff. So the best possible diet, and what really matters, is a diet with which you can still eat the foods that you love. You don't have to restrict yourself of all of those different things, because then you want it even more, and that's when you cannot stick to the diet. So what really matters is you being on a diet that you feel like, hey, that is so awesome, I could actually stick to it for the rest of my life. So you can drop the body fat to the place where you actually want it to be, and then say, okay, now I go to maintenance calories, I eat a little bit more, and I can still maintain that shape, or at least maintain a super close shape to that. If you're like dropping to super low body fat percentage, I wouldn't recommend staying there for all the time if you're a natural athlete. But you can maintain that shape most of the time, and it's going to be easy because you're exactly going to know what to do, and you can still have the foods you want, you can still go out and socialize, you can still go out and have a cheat day here and there, and you don't have to engage in all of those restrictive fads where you have to engage in some sort of restrictive behavior that is not natural. So that said, that is the thing that matters, is you having a diet that you feel like, hey, I'm on that diet right now, I can do that for the rest of my life and I will be good. I don't feel cravings, I don't feel restrictions, I don't feel any of that, okay? So what you do, and what is the most important thing, is you're on a deficit between 500 to 1,000 calories, okay? On a daily basis. On a daily basis. You can also go with a weekly deficit, but let's talk about daily here. So you're in a deficit of between 500 and 1,000 calories on a daily. If you're higher with your body fat percentage, you're at around 1,000. If you're lower with your body fat percentage, you have to lose the body fat slower, because then it's more likely that your body's actually gonna burn the muscle for fuel, and you don't want that to happen. You wanna burn pure body fat. So you look better, and overall it's also going to be easier for you to stick to the diet and to lose the weight consistently. And rule of thumb is to have 1 to 2.5 pounds of weight loss every single week as you start out with your diet. So the first week you're most likely going to burn more because your body is going to release some water, but over time, on the weekly average, you should lose 1 to 2.5 pounds depending on where you are with your body fat percentage, and that is the range you should move in. So that said, that's also why I say it is bad to actually lose freaking 30 pounds in a month, because you're burning a lot of muscle mass, you're burning a lot of water, and for a fact you're getting your body in a survival state, which doesn't make any sense, and then it holds on to everything. Cortisol goes through the roof, and you'll have a lot harder time to actually lose the weight. I got a lot of clients with which I actually gotta do a regulation phase where they have to eat more first for 1 or 2 weeks or even longer, so their body can actually recover from all of the stress that they put them through by engaging in hardcore diets that doesn't make any sense, okay? So if you come from a hardcore diet, eat normal for a couple of weeks before you start another diet again, so your body can recover, and then you start doing it the right way. And then the next thing you need is the right macro split. So what does the right macro split mean? Right macronutrient split means that you need to hit the right amount of proteins, you need to hit the right amount of carbs, and you need to hit the right amount of fats. We're going to go over that in the next video, and then we're also going to go over micronutrients, which is your vitamins, your fiber, all your micronutrients, that you also hit them, so you get perfect health on top of it, and you also really support your recovery. So that said, make sure to stay tuned, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. I would highly appreciate it, massively helps the channel to grow. Also make sure to to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss another video again. And if you want to talk one-on-one, go ahead and sketch yourself a free discovery call right now where we give you 20 minutes of custom tailored content straight up to you. I'm looking forward to talk, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.